Hello everyone! Welcome into a stream of a game I have not streamed in a while. NCAA Football 14. If you'll recall last time, we won a national championship. And then we did some off-season recruiting, and now we are ranked 15th, and we have a very difficult schedule ahead of us, starting off with a rematch of our first game from last season against Alabama. We have not allocated any of our points, so let's handle recruiting first. Let's see, have I scouted everyone? I think I've scouted most people. Oh wait, duh, I can go to not scouted. And then scout them all. Man, some of these guys are getting worse. Oh my gosh, my dog is just in the corner of the room right now. Just sitting there. Whoa! Plus 11. I've never seen that before. Granted, this is only year 2. But my god, plus 11? That's insane. I'll offer that dude a scholarship and a bunch of points. We'll finish scouting everyone, and then we can sort by... Uh-oh, that's not good. I don't want to touch those broken gem guys. Okay. Oh, God. We're finding a lot of bad players this time around. I mean, like, 7 points worse? Like, if you're this bad, I'm not touching you, that's for sure. Great, so everyone's been scouted. Alrighty, let's go to all positions, and we are going to sort by overall, not by rank. We will offer a scholarship to him for sure. Whatever the max amount is, great. Oh yeah, 600 now we can do instead of just 500. Offer scholarship, max amount of points. Offer scholarship, for sure, max amount of points. Figure for most of these dudes who are at least 70s, we should offer them scholarships immediately. And just give them a bunch of points, because the sooner they commit, the sooner those points become available again, which is good. So actually, I may figure out a little differently with these guys. I'll probably split the 1100 between these 4, since they're at least 70s. 1,000 now. Let's go 200 per, and then we'll offer scholarships to a few other guys. Actually, 150. Let's do 150 per for now. Okay, 150, great. And 150, awesome. So now we still have enough to offer 8 more scholarships to people, which is what we want to do. So, you can get a scholarship, you can get a scholarship. I figure as long as they're like 68, 69, you know, they'll be decent players. We should really get some... We need some 3 stars. There aren't enough 4 and 5 star guys to go around. I'm gonna get rid of, let's see, so I need to get rid of 50 points. There we go, and then one, right, was it 50? No, I need to get rid of 150, right? Yeah, I want to offer these 3 guys scholarships as well. So I need to get rid of 100 more, which, easy to do. So that's 50, and then... Man, sticks are not liking me today. Okay, so I can do... Panic Penguin, love the nostalgia. Amen. A to the men. Love playing these older sports games. The ones that we don't get new releases of anymore. That's the frustrating part of all this. Let's see. You know, one of these 69s, I will go with cornerback. I'll give him 10 points, and that'll be that for recruiting this week. We've offered a fair number of scholarships. We'll offer a few more. Whatever we have left over, we'll have for the off season. So I'm a little less concerned about the worst players, you know? Why OSU? Because someone in the chat when I started this requested I started Oregon State. I don't know that I would not have gone to a different OSU, I'll tell you that much, despite me being from Ohio. But yeah, I don't know exactly. I mean, I don't know what school I would have done. I probably honestly would have done like a MAC school. Wow, we are much better than we were last year. Just making sure that we're wearing black and not white, because the white uniforms are ugly. Okay, good. Orange and black. I can live with that. And now we get to see how terrible I am at this game. But yeah, no, it was a weird choice. We didn't really get a good job offer after year one, despite winning the national championship. So I was like, fine, I'll stay here, despite our OC and our DC both getting head coaching positions. Yeah, I know. I like the crap team and moving up, either moving that team up or we have no one who's a top player because they're just overalls. Like, because you either can move that crap team and make them into a powerhouse, or you move to a powerhouse, which is fun.
With us in the studio, I'm Reese Davis, bringing you the
Okay, bye, Reese.
Sports NCAA Football 14 pregame show presented by
3 Alabama, 15 Oregon State. I will say one of the interesting things is that in this game, it seemed like we were just able to schedule whoever we wanted that had the week open when we do scheduling, versus in NCAA Basketball 10, you have to ask teams if they'll play you. And for example, the most recent season with Cleveland State, we're better. We got like a 4-star recruit, a few dudes who made some jumps after having a 7-win season. We started out 11-0 the following year and won 19 games. And yeah, we couldn't get anyone to play us, like any ranked teams. They were like, beating you won't help our RPI, which is fair, valid reason. This is, I mean, more than a decade old, that game, so the net is definitely not a thing. Oh, wow, Mississippi State lost. Okay, good. Oh my god, that dude broke the tackle. Oh my god, he got 19 yards out of it. You may bring back MVP NCAA 07 Dynasty mode. If I had a PlayStation 2, I would be playing that game, because I've always wanted to. I have owned a PS2 for a very short period of time, solely to sell it. So yeah, and I guess like I don't even know how to HD. If I had a fat PS3, one of the original ones, then hey, that's good. We got a 1-yard stop there. But like if I had a fat PS3, I would totally play a bunch of PS2 games. Heck, I'd probably play MVP on PS2, because my bet is that the videos when you load up the game are not nearly as pixely, because good lord, those video files are so compressed on the GameCube version. And my assumption is that it's because of how small those discs are, both physically and the fact that they just couldn't hold as much data, those mini DVDs, compared to, like, I think it's like 1.3 gigabytes is the max for, there were some 2-disc GameCube games. And then the DVDs, oh, sack! Let's go. Oh, that's a good idea, PCSX2. I should look into that one. I really should. I was thinking about looking into PPSSPP, I think is what it is, the PSP emulator for NBA 10 The Inside. Not to even play the basketball in there, but to play the Risk-style mini games that they have. Like, they had one, like, I remember they had, like, dodgeball, they have bowling, and then they also had, the one was called, like, Give and Go Ball, where, like, you had to make 5 passes before you could shoot. Oh, I feel that, yeah, no, the PS2, I mean, I currently technically have 3 GameCubes, because my one from growing up kind of died. It died several years ago, so I bought a replacement, but I never threw away the GameCube. Perfect. Let's go. Oh, what's the flag? Oh, wow. So we get another 15 on top of that? Cool. We're almost in the red zone. That was easy. But, no, like I was saying, though, like I currently have 3 GameCubes because my original one from growing up broke. Or so I thought. Like, it would have power surges and stuff. Like, I'd play for a few minutes and it would just crap out on me, which is not good. Will Johnson, 12 yards on his first rush of the season. Man, last year we lost like 10-7. Something tells me this time around we are going to be doing a lot better. And so I bought a GameCube for like 20 bucks, you know, 5 years ago at this point. I was in college at the time. Never took it to college. It ended up in a box somewhere. And I didn't even think about it, but like I couldn't find my GameCube when I moved back home here. And I wanted it, couldn't find it. So I ended up buying the GameCube that I play MVP off of right now for like 40 bucks. And about a week after I got it, my parents were cleaning out the basement and they found my old GameCubes. So I'm like, oh, let me test them and see. Like, one of them should definitely work. I don't know about the other one. Well, in short testing for like 5 or 10 minutes, the purple one, the indigo one that I have from when I grew up, worked fine. And then the... not doing the read option here. And then the silver one that I bought to replace it, of course that works. But those two, if they're even in bad condition, sell for more than the black one. Wow, they knew that I was running. I'll kick the field goal here, I don't mind. It's early, you might as well kick the field goal, take the sure points.
Oregon State is looking to go up by 3.
Right through the uprights. Beautiful. But yeah, so the one that I bought on eBay a little bit ago is the one that I'm using for now. Wow, Northwestern destroyed Cal. Go figure. Let's go with this here.
Inman has the ball all teed up, and he's ready to kick this one off.
You have an almost mint blue GameCube. The blue one? I don't think there's a blue GameCube in the U.S. There's the, like, indigo purple one, there's black, and then there is silver. Those are the only 3 colors, at least I assume you're in the U.S., that we got in the U.S. I just saw, like Japan always got better colors of stuff and things. But yeah, if you have, like, an almost mint one at your parents' house, that one sells well. Not as well as the silver one does. That one sells for, I don't know, I think it's technically silver, not gray. Yeah, the indigo. Okay, that's what I thought. But yeah, no, the indigo one, it's, I mean, that color sells really well, especially if it's in good condition. The only thing is is it an 001? Meaning, is it one of the original GameCubes? So when they redid the GameCube to drop it to like $79.99 for price, they got rid of the digital out port because no one, oh my god, because no one used the digital out with component cables. Because most televisions, especially the old CRTs that we had in 2001, those had, I mean, like, the TV in my room, for example, only had a coaxial port. It did not have any other ports. So I ended up getting a splitter that connected between TV and my GameCube to be able to play my GameCube on my TV. Because that was the only port on that old CRT. Oh! JR! Making a move! Oh, I think we're gone. We just went all the way. Let's go! 100-yard return. Last season, we set the record for longest kick return in NCAA history. Guess what? We just broke it. By 3 yards! Ha-ha! Let's go! So 0203 may actually still be early enough. It's just if you look at the back of it, and it has 2 ports, then it has the digital out port. The reason that's so valuable is because it's a nicer quality signal, obviously. Like analog, you know, the old composite cables, they are literally one part of the cable, one cord for all of your video. All the colors get muddied that way. Versus with components, it's split up into like whatever, red, blue, yellow, or red, blue, green, whatever it is. And then you have the 2 for audio, of course, left and right, just like you do on the component, or the composite, rather. Now, granted, GameCube composite cables sell for more than GameCubes do, because no one bought them back in the day, and they didn't make very many of them. Wii composite cables, especially now, you can buy them for cheap. I have Wii component cables, rather. The thing is, if you want to buy an HD adapter for your GameCube, which I did, the GC HDMI, you need to have an original GameCube. Otherwise, it won't work. Because the way it works is it plugs into both ports. The one for the actual converter, and the one just for stability. And so, and I will say, I got it on sale for a good price. Very much worth it. But yeah, the 1 versus 2 ports. I know, I knew that I had 2-port ones, and actually, I don't know why. The replacement that I bought, I made sure that it was a 2-port one. I have no idea why. I cannot believe that we got that sack. Cool. But yeah, the 1-port ones are the newer GameCubes. It seems backward. You would think that they would have added more features. But it's kind of like how the PS3, how if you look at the original PS3, there are tons of... There are like a bunch of card readers. Who needs all the card readers for like DSLR memory cards or for Memory Stick Pro Duo? That's just not a thing that's needed on the PS3 when it came out, but that's the reason it cost like $700 for a 60-gigabyte model. Versus the PS3 Slim that I got cost a third of that, had a 500-gigabyte hard drive, and yeah, oh, I was not offsides. Phew. Let's see, can Kaplan make some magic happen here? No, he can't. That's okay. He has a 99-yard return already for a kick return for a touchdown. Plus, we got a short field here, which is good. We'll just run the ball to end the quarter. Easy enough. But yeah, the 1 versus 2 ports is such a big deal because, like, I have, like, a composite to HDMI adapter that you can get those for, like, $8 or $10 online. And it's just not as good because it's taking a muddy signal and just converting it for what you would need to do. You know, it just converts the muddy signal to HDMI in terms of going into the port versus at least the GC HDMI. The way that I'm seeing it is that it takes not 480i or even worse, but it takes a good quality 480p signal, kind of like the Wii. Oh, that was not a smart pass. It's fine. We're fine. We're still up. Let's just get the first down with some curls. But what it does, it takes that 480p and then upscales it to, I believe, 1080p. Because I don't know about you, any of you who are watching now, but if you've seen my MVP baseball streams, that game looks good. I mean, it looks pixely and dated, but it looks good because of that HDMI, like, upscaler. And because it's the digital out, and then you can display the game in progressive mode. That's something that a lot of games had on the GameCube, at least early on, and for a while, because, I mean, it was an option. If you did plug in 2 or 3. So, oh man, so I remember, like, yeah, I remember TVs where they had mono audio, so you would just plug in, like, the yellow instead of the, and not the red, and it would just, the red part of the 3-prong cable would just hang. But, like, the, nobody had component cables for the GameCube back in the day. If you do, either hold on to them because they're valuable, or sell them because you will get triple digits. You will get $100-some for them. Easily. Easily. Also, I've made a decision that I will invest in some of these other retro-ish sports games that are kind of expensive if I start making money from this channel. If I can monetize my channel, I will... Okay, good. First down. We'll take it. First and goal. Good. If I can actually monetize this channel a little bit and make some money, once I get enough, I want to buy College Hoops 2K8. I also should get NBA Jam on Fire Edition. And then the holy grail to me of sports games that I would love to get is, of all things, NCAA College Basketball 2K3 for the GameCube. That game had a very limited release. Hey, look at that. Another touchdown. It had a very limited release, and that is one of the top 10 most valuable games on the GameCube. Which is crazy to think, because it's just a sports game. Most sports games are worthless, unless they're the last one in the series, and even at times, they're still worthless. I was able to make my MVP baseball collection, and it cost me like $50 to get everything shipped to me. For like a dozen different games. Granted, I already had the most expensive one of them, which is MVP Baseball 2005 for the PC.
The kicker looks like he's ready to kick this one off.
And I will say, I have thought about playing the PC version, but the issue is the menus. At least I have never been able to use a controller in the menus for the PC version of MVP, so I've just not been as big into playing it because it's like you're clicking on everything. I know I have at least one copy of MVP Baseball, every single game released in that series over the course of the 5 years. I have every single game released in the series for every single system that it came out on. Mind you, I have never owned an Xbox, an original Xbox, and like I said, I only owned a PS2 to sell it a few months ago. I bought it for super cheap and sold it and doubled my money. So that's about it. I do not have any... Oh, man, he dropped it. Great. I have not completed a pass, and we're almost halfway through the second quarter. I didn't realize 04 also came out on the PC, but I now have that. Yes, 03 through 07. 03 came out on the PS2 and the Xbox, and it was not good, because it was like pretty much still had some remnants of triple play, which was not great. Hey, they completed a pass finally. 04 came out on the GameCube and PC as well. 05 came out on the most systems. It came out on PS2, Xbox, GameCube, as well as PC, and then the MVP Baseball without a year on the... Got the first down again, on the PSP. I started in 04 as well with Pujols on the cover and loved it. And then I bought MVP 05. My original copy still works the disc. And it was actually a player's choice version. Which, I mean, nowadays, sports games are never getting the player's choice or PlayStation Hits or Nintendo Selects. Not the annual sports games, nothing like that. They get replaced too easily. And then 06 and 07 were the college games because 2K got the license. And so 06 came out on the PS2 and the Xbox only. And then 07 only came out on the PS2, not the Xbox for some reason. Granted, from what I know, the ballpark creator in the college games is unbelievably detailed and good. Yes, seriously, bring back MVP. So back in college, I had a radio show, and I would reach out to different people and interview a bunch of guests, and somehow I was able to get in with EA Sports and interview a bunch of the people about their games. Like, I interviewed Brad Hawmiller, one of the producers. He still works on Madden. And I had looked through his LinkedIn and was like, dude, you used to work on MVP. What do you think? And he's like, I'd love to see it back. Who knows? Like, you know, like the generic one, because it's like they're not bringing it back because baseball games don't sell well enough. That is why MLB 2K doesn't exist. It's part of why RBI Baseball sucks and exists. And so, with the baseball video games, like, EA's not going in there because, think about it, they have so few games because they either have the only game in town, which is how they're able to make money. Or they've given up on it. They gave up on the NBA. They got rid of golf. Baseball was bought away from them, and it's not worth their money to try and do it. Quite honestly. I mean, think about it. The only baseball video games that we have now are the show, and then we also have RBI, which sucks, and then Super Mega Baseball doesn't have a license. And I'm not gonna talk about like Out of the Park or Baseball Mogul because those are totally different. Though Out of the Park does have some actual licensing, which is awesome. That game has really gotten cool. But yeah, no, I would interview the people. I still remember the Bigs is a good one, yes. The Bigs was like a little gritty. Like there's no way that the Bigs would ever happen nowadays because MLB is too conservative, and every sports league is, except for, it seems, the NBA. Because in NBA 2K, the story modes, granted, they seem to be a little over the top, but they have a lot of, like, I mean, they have, like, you know, player's father dies. They talk about this or that, and people not being loyal, and stuff that's kind of personal, a little bit, but like 2K is the exception in that sense, because think about it, like, oh, the Bigs 2 was such a step up, and this tells you where else my video game interests lie. I think about it how Pokemon Stadium versus Pokemon Stadium 2, and just it's totally so much better. I don't know why you would play the original Pokemon Stadium versus Pokemon Stadium 2. Because it's just so... It's not a bad game, it's just so limited in its scope. And then, of course, you think about it, like, the golf club was fine, but then the golf club really did get better over the years. And granted, some of the games are,
They come out on an empty backfield.
Oh, God. We're screwed. No, we're not! Who's sacked? Third down. Yeah, the Bigs 2, like, it actually had, like, different modes and features. And I think you can also say something similar about the, granted, we only got 2 of those games. Oh, I scored. Shoot. That's okay. We're still winning. We're still up. We're still ahead. 32 seconds to score. Tiger Vision. I don't remember that, but I do remember around the same time. Do you remember the Madden Vision Cone? So I definitely play football video games like I still have the Madden Vision Cone. And if you had a really bad quarterback, you could barely see anything. But, I mean, they did some cool stuff. They at least tried different things back in the day because there wasn't any consensus on what's the best way to do something. Is 3 button? Is it right stick? Left stick? Like, what's the best way to control these games? Nowadays, it seems like everything's kind of figured out. Like, it's very much stick-driven more than anything else. Oh man, dude, you should try PGA Tour 2K21, that course creator, because it's from the golf club, which is just awesome as a course creator, truly. Oh, he's open. Yeah. Timeout. Vic Chase. Let's go 24 yards. Let's keep it moving. Maybe we'll be up by 6 at halftime. God, I think last season I threw like 4 picks in this game. So, we're doing definitely a lot better than last year against Alabama. Oh, I'm feeling the pressure. And yeah, that's fine. A lot of those old course... Like, owner mode blew my mind 15 years ago. Just like all these modes. I don't know about changing the color of the course. I actually haven't made a course myself. The only time I've ever really created anything was I think I've created 1 level in Super Mario Maker 2. And then I've created, God, I can't even remember what I've created. Okay, horn, good. A few different things in some games. I've created, Oh yeah, a couple of Super Smash Bros. Brawl stages. That's it. I have not created anything else too much in video games. Oh yeah, Roller Coaster Tycoon, if that counts. That's a whole video game creation game there. That is kind of funny, though, that you can change the colors of the fairways to be ridiculous. Actually, that's another one that I think would be a lot of fun. Would be a mini golf game with, like, a mini golf course creator. Wouldn't that be kind of awesome? Like, you could create different obstacles and stuff in there. I think that'd be cool, but that's just me. Let's try play action smash. And as long as we don't get sacked here, we will be able to get a field goal. Well, we got the touchdown, so it doesn't even matter. We just drove downfield in 28 seconds. By the way, I don't know if you had it on the GameCube or not, but did PGA 05 come on 2 discs? I know that one of the Tiger Woods games, at least, came on 2 discs back on the GameCube, and that, like, blew my mind when, like, one of my cousins had it. And I was like, what? Thrillville Mini Golf. Oh, yeah, I'm 25, so I get it with the 04, 05 stuff, yes. That's when I was, like, 10... and 11, and that's how you do things. Well, I didn't squib it. I decided to drill it into the end zone. Take your knee. That's fine. One more play for them. But yeah, those mid-2000s, just there was so much competition, and competition makes everything better in some ways. It can also make things worse because it led to the demise of MVP and the demise of NFL 2K. But while we had those games, like, I've heard really good things about Madden 05. Everyone talks about NFL 2K5, but I've heard Madden 05 was really good. That just, the same year. And then Madden just has existed, and we had All-Pro Football, and I think 2K is making some sort of an arcade football game? Or at least they have the license to do so, which seems weird. That was a bad return. But that's okay. Kaplan has a return touchdown.
They've scored 24 points in a row.
When did we get no yards on a drive? I don't remember that one. Whatever. Let's try that one. But yeah, no, Thrillville. I never got into Thrillville, I think because I was poisoned by Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. In fact, I remember it took me years to be able to, because even though it technically could run on Windows 98, like the Windows 98 computer we had was not set up for gaming, so I couldn't. I had to wait until we got a Windows XP computer, and then I realized, wow, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 is not as good as 1. I never owned 2 for some reason. Ooh, see, that's going to be an agree to disagree thing. Actually, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 has since come out on either the Switch or on phones or both, of all things, which is so weird to me. Yep, nope, that wasn't going to work. 1 is amazing. I still play 1 sometimes. I played it like a couple weeks ago and beat one of the campaigns while I was watching something or other. Oh god, Roller Coaster Tycoon World, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3D, Roller Coaster Tycoon 4 Mobile. All terrible. Absolutely terrible. But then again, we should expect nothing else from Atari. Atari just has destroyed video games for 5 decades. Which is really sad to say. But I mean, Atari's gone bankrupt like 6 times, and now they're making some dumb console that's not even that good. They Kickstarter funded it. Cool. Planet Coaster I've heard good things about. Part of the problem is that the games look too good. It's that they look both too good and also too terrible. Oh, come on, Johnson. Let's actually get a couple yards.
Really just nowhere to go on that play. It's a good job of these guys slowing down that running game.
Yeah, I've heard good things about Planet Coaster. The game, yeah, and that makes sense, because Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 wasn't bad, it just wasn't what I wanted. In the sense of, I was so used to 1, and 2 is kind of a little bit nicer a version of 1, but 2 is the one that... Ooh, we did not get the first down there. But like the isometric view and the stylized graphics and stuff versus RCT3 is the 3D game, and then you also had, and then Planet Coaster. Yeah, Frontier isn't bad. They just didn't make the roller coaster tycoons that I think about. Yes, that's the thing. 3 is just a little too different. It's not bad. I've played through parts of it. I own it. I think I own a couple copies of it. I definitely own the CD somewhere. And it's good. It's just not... It doesn't have the nostalgia factor for me. Like, I still remember, I think it was 3rd grade. You know, you had like 5 computers in the classroom at the time. Oh, he didn't catch it. We had like 5 computers in the classroom, and 4 of them you would log on with whatever, and it would delete all of your data when like you would log off. But then there was the one computer that also was the teacher's computer that we would play games on for indoor recess and stuff. And so if you were lucky enough to get the good computer, whatever it was, number 1, you could play Roller Coaster Tycoon and save your progress. And I still remember I got that computer one time, and yeah, I would play and stuff. And I remember we were in, like I said, like 3rd grade. And I just very well remember that I had gotten in trouble for something, so I missed indoor recess that day, despite me having that computer access. Because you get it like once every 2 weeks if you were lucky. Just access to any of the computers. That's when we would all play like Flash games and stuff. If we were on one of the computers that erased our data, we'd play Flash games like on CartoonNetwork.com or on Addicting Games or Up Chucky. And Flash no longer exists. But like the Roller Coaster Tycoon computer, I just remember I got in trouble the one day, and I remember I was doing well and I was gonna be successful on the one thing.
There's a player down.
Ooh, that's not good. Hopefully it's not on one of our guys. Let's go with stick here. And so I had missed indoor recess that day, and one of my friends took over my computer time, and he took out all of the loans and went into massive debt, and we went bankrupt. The park went bankrupt. And I was not very happy with him. But actually, Joey and I, my friend who did that, we are still friends, and we still chat and text at times. Yeah, you were 7. So yes, since I would have been 9, but I wouldn't have been able to play it until about 06 or 07. Wow, Virginia Tech went down. Number 2 it looked like there. Week 1. So I had played Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 enough that... Because I remember, I liked it so much, like, I think people had gotten me as a gift Roller Coaster Tycoon Deluxe, which was so cool that there was the deluxe version, which now I own from Steam, and that's how I play it on my current computer. Which, I mean, that is a godsend. Steam and GOG, just to be able to play all those old games without having to worry. Like, games that are 15 or 20 years old. Even games that are, like, 10 years old, you know? And then I remember I had a, other Soak and Wild. Yeah, those were the expansions for, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. But no, I just had Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 Deluxe. 3 had the Soak in the Wild, which makes sense, though, because didn't Frontier at the same time make Zoo Tycoon? Which is how they were able to just make Wild happen, because they already had all the animal models, I assume? Yeah, so that's what I thought. But, like, I will say, as a kid, I did not realize that Clint Bushton was named that because of Bill Clinton and George Bush. I did not realize, because it was like 2004, and I was like a kid. I didn't realize, hadn't put 2 and 2 together that the VIP guy who comes to visit all the parks is like supposed to be like some fake president or something, who just loves roller coasters, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, I didn't realize it as a kid. But then again, I mean, actually, what was cool, though, about Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 is that it had a true sandbox mode. That was one nice thing, and then the auto-finish your coaster thing, because I don't know how many times, you know, over the years you build something and then you're like 3/4 of the way done and you're like, crap, how do I fix this and how do I finish this? Easier said than done, obviously. Oh, man, we're going to get roughing the passer called on us, aren't we?
Brought down at the 34-yard line.
Oh, no, we're not. Great. But yeah, no, like, that's the thing with Roller Coaster Tycoon nowadays. I mean, the last time we had a good Roller Coaster Tycoon game that actually was licensed with the Roller Coaster Tycoon name. Oh, yes, buddy. We just set a school record for sacks in a game with him. Awesome. Oh, autocomplete was so cool. Yes. And then the first-person view was kind of neat, but the graphics, the issue was that the graphics were so bad still. Like, they were PS2 era type graphics. That, like, it just didn't feel like you were really riding a coaster at that point. That's why I want to try, and I think Frontier also developed the game Scream Ride for the Xbox 360 and Xbox One, and I assume you can play it on the Xbox Series, but unlike pretty much every other game that's been published by Microsoft in the past decade or so, it is not on PC, so I have not been able to play it because I don't own an Xbox console. But that game, that one's like a roller coaster building game that seems to have first person and apparently much better graphics. I don't know if it's any good or not, but I'm not about to go buy the console to find out. If I get a Series X or a Series S, I'll spend $10 and find out if the game's good. But I'm not buying a $300 console just for that. Oh, let's get him! 4th and 16, let's go! 65 passing yards for their quarterback and a bunch of sacks. This game's not even close. Yeah, we better be in the top 5 after this win, for sure. Not the best pump, but that's okay. We'll make it work. Oh, we made a miss. That's good. We got like 10. 8 yards, okay. Oh, Backyard Sports. I played like the second generation of Backyard Sports games. I did not have them have the computer games. I had several of them for Game Boy Advance. And I think I had a couple for the DS, but Game Boy Advance was where I really had them. I know I had a few baseball ones. I definitely had Backyard Basketball with Barry DJ, which was great, was like an announcer. Oh my lord, he got hit hard. Yeah, and they got worse over the years, as like, I think they kind of lost what was so cool about them. Like, what was so, like, unique about them was the fact that, like, Kid Randy Johnson's in there. And also, like, you can do the moon balls, or, like, have the ball be so, like, fiery and such a fast fastball that it, like, burns through the bat, essentially. Oh, no. I don't think I had a single one of those games for GameCube. Man, now I'm thinking about, like, when I used to rent video games from, like, a store like Blockbuster, where you would rent video games, and they were more expensive than movies. You had the original one for GameCube. I'm sure that the graphics were much better than the original, but the original looked cool because it was humongous. The same company that made, like, the Learning Adventures, or whatever they're called. The, you know, like Freddy Fish and Pajama Sam. And so they really knew how to make, like, these, like, cartoony graphics look so cool. See, that's pretty neat, though, that happened on the GameCube. I would like to see what that's like. You know, I would love to just, like, have, you know, money not be an issue and just play all of the sports games, whatever they are, whenever I want to, you know, and just, like, be able to buy them all. Ooh, now I don't want to buy that game, based on that. Now that you're telling me that A-Rod's on the cover, good lord. We should let some time run out, because we're up by 17 and in field goal range. A-Royd, yeah. The guy who hit 600-some home runs in his career, yet thinks that we need to be all playing small ball. The guy who made millions by defrauding Major League Baseball fans and teams, essentially. Got suspended for a year, but now just toes the company line because he is a broadcaster for ESPN and not that good, to tell you the truth, as a game broadcaster. He's always been better doing, like, Fox, like, studio coverage for things. And then he, because he was trying to buy the Mets so badly and didn't win, he was such a shill for Major League Baseball. It was disgusting. Also, he's the reason that, the Sunday Night Baseball booth is so bad nowadays. Right, that's just contracts. And I remember he said, well, I felt like I needed to live up to my potential and things when I took steroids in Texas. You already had signed a 9-figure deal. You would go on to sign 2 more in your career. You really felt like you needed to live up to the hype after signing a 9-figure deal? I mean, I get it in the sense of, yeah, you want to still do well, but I mean, come on now. That's intercepted. Or not. That would have been. Yeah, Alex Rodriguez, it took like a decade before the highest paid player in Major League Baseball would be paid more than what Alex Rodriguez made in like 08 or 09, and it was Trout 2 years ago. Okay, we did not get the first down there. We did not come close. Johnson is not having a good game, I don't think. But then again, they know we're running the ball because we're just going to waste out clock. Oh, it's 3rd down. For some reason, I thought it was 4th down for some reason. Let's try getting some dudes over by the sideline. I tend to throw to the middle of the field a lot. I don't really go to the sidelines as much as I probably should. At the same time, if this is their coverage, I think we're going to be able to get the first down here. Alrighty, let's circle, touchdown. Let's go. I think that's Adams' 2nd touchdown catch? Maybe? I don't know. We're playing well. We are playing very well. Because we are actually a more talented team than last year. Hey, and we took 2:40 off the clock with that drive. We'll take it. We will take it for sure. But yeah, no, Alex Rodriguez, not a good dude. Not a good dude.
Bulldogs held the final spot in the top 25. They hope this one will impress the voters. And for Georgia, their season starts with a win.
Sometimes I wish some of these sports games were on PC more so to mod them. Like, I remember, like, downloading the patched rosters for MVP 05 on PC. And then you suddenly get guys like Shin-Soo Choo in there, which is awesome. Like, granted, you don't have their photos, but, like, and then other dudes who have, like, gotten better or worse, and then all the guys who retired after 04 but ended up in the game, because if you look, the rosters are, like, as of, like, January for that game, because everything had to go gold, and it's not like you can patch things very easily. Okay, they got the first down, that's fine. They're down by 24. I'm not very concerned. Oh, man. Oh, pick! Let's go! Let's go. Come on, Smith. Oh, he tripped. That's fine. That's fine. Well, we can... Yikes. Not a good day for whoever their quarterback is. Let's just run the ball and not worry about anything else. We'll run out the clock. Truly. Oh, yeah. Let's get a few yards here with Johnson. Perfect. Good stuff. I don't know that I will stream tomorrow, just because the Browns are playing at 3 o'clock. Yeah, 33-33 and 32. 2015 Kershaw. Okay, I must have just been looking at position players then. Yeah, 32.5 for Kershaw and 34 for Kershaw and Greinke. God. What's crazy is that Greinke is one of the last players, and then I think Deanna Navarro may have still been playing a couple of years ago. Greinke is one of the last players still playing Major League Baseball who was in MVP Baseball 2005. Kershaw isn't, and he's old now. Like, he's been in the league for like 12 years. I mean, the game's 15 years old, and Zach Greinke was, like, he was a real player in there. Oh, yeah, we broke off a nice run of 17. Beautiful. You know, I may get to 45 today. Oh, 6, really? He's been in the league that long. Yeah, just missed. Because, yeah, because you have to have made your Major League debut in order to be in the Players Association. And then there are some dudes who it's like, they ended up playing for longer than you realize. Like, Humberto Quintero, or like Gerald Laird is in the game, and he's like 28 at that point. You know, that's fine. After a 17-yard rush, we'll take a 2-yard loss. I mean, there are a lot of old players who... I mean, Bartolo's in there, but he's retired now at this point. Jamie Moyer was old. Julio Franco is in MVP 05. Julio Franco's like 47 or 48 at that point. I don't think there's any way that he could actually play more than one season. Oh, we did not get it round enough. Oh, but hey, it's J.R. Kaplan. Look at that. And that, folks, is a win. Not going to run another play. We beat Alabama 38-14. But yeah, Moyer's in the game. Maddox is in the game. Tom Glavine. I mean, dudes who have been in the Hall of Fame for a decade are in that game. Roberto Alomar? I mean, come on.
I think that's the thing they've got to focus on. As you said, it's a tough loss for this
Crazy. Oh, we were the game of the week and we won. Nice. Yadier Molina and Miguel Cabrera are both in MVP. That is true, yes. But Yadi does not have a photo in there. Miggy does. Yadi does not. But Miggy, I mean, Miggy's barely the player he used to be. He's not... Ooh. It's painful watching Miguel Cabrera play baseball nowadays. He's just not the same dude as... I mean, he's a decent hitter, but he can't really do anything else. Kind of crazy to think. God, I'm trying to think who else. I mean, Manny Ramirez is in there, but Manny doesn't really count because... Well, Manny hasn't really been a major league player for about a decade, I think. Something like that. I mean, there are guys who just... It's, yeah... I'm trying to think who else is still playing in there. I'm sure that there's some sort of a list. I should really, you know, maybe if I get a hankering to write something again for my own website, that's what I'm gonna do. Maybe I'll do that around opening day of the baseball season, because Yadi may retire, and if he does, that's one fewer player who would be from MVP still in the league. Greinke is, and I mean, there may be a couple of relievers. Yeah, I think him and Fred McGriff was a free agent after most recently having been on the Rays. And he did not play in 05. A lot of the free agent guys did not play in 05. Yeah, there was that game. The rosters were so off, partly because they had to be finalized in July, or not in July, in January for a game that came out in March or April. It's a long time, you know? A lot changes in 8 weeks. But that's just a limitation. John Dowd, Anthony Friese. Don't forget about Anthony Friese on the Red Sox, a.k.a. Kevin Millar. Yeah, because they only had MLBPA rights. They didn't have anyone else. It's kind of like how NBA Jam had didn't have Michael Jordan because Michael Jordan didn't license himself for it. They actually... Michael Jordan, though, after it got popular, requested his own version of the game with him in it, which is kind of neat. And I think he was in Tournament Edition, I want to say. Sean Patterson, Jacob Patterson, definitely. Or I just remember if you played with the computer playing as the Cardinals, because like if you don't have anything like the Cardinals since they were in the World Series in 04, they were one of the teams that just was like default the team that was played as. And John Mabry, who wasn't that good, just destroyed. Computer John Mabry was like the best hitter ever. And I don't know why that was the case. I don't know how that was the case, but okay. You know? Corvallis is buzzing following a 38-14 win over Alabama. You can bet that. Yeah, Jose Bautista, and he wasn't good. He was never going to be good. He was, at that point, oh my God, we're at number 1 Ohio State next week. Good Lord. It doesn't get any easier for us, clearly. But yeah, Jose Bautista would have been on the Pirates because it took him about 5 or 6 more years before he seemed to figure things out in Toronto. That's the thing. Like, it took him several years, but he was a young guy who happened to be called up young. I mean, CC Sabathia only retired a couple years ago, but he's in the game, and he's like an established player in the game. He's the best pitcher on the Indians at that point. Trying to think who else would be. Really, very few players, because at this point, they're in their late 30s or 40s. And a lot of them aren't playing anymore because they've had their careers. You know, they signed their contracts. I am going to do recruiting for week 2, set all of that up, see how we're doing with players. Maybe we got somebody who liked us enough to commit. Nope, doesn't look like that. But that's okay. We will still give a bunch of points to dudes. Because we'll have extra points because we won't have to scout so many guys. Okay, let's go to recruiting. Yeah, we still have 1,950 points left? That's a lot. 1,850. I can't do math. That's okay, though. Let's, no, I don't want to remove him. Actually, what we're going to do is sort by overall. Let's see, anyone ready for a visit? No. I've offered out 22 scholarships. These guys are all at the max. Let me get the 70s up to the max. We can only get to 490? Okay. Oh, 500 because of the max points. Okay. That's fine. I think we should probably take a few guys off the list just because we're not going to offer them scholarships. You know, at this point, we've scouted you. You're at 65. No thanks. So let's see. We're still in 3rd and 4th place with these guys, but I don't really care. You're going to start doing that? I would wait just to see about if a couple dudes retire, but I'm going to definitely do that at some point, and I will look through the list and start figuring that stuff out. Let's see. In terms of guys we've actually given points. Okay, we are way behind this dude. We need to... We'll get closer with him and him. It's still early. That's the thing. It's still early. Hopefully, though, we're in the lead with a few of these guys, like him. I mean, this dude's only a 3-star, but realistically, he's a super gem. He's 11 points better. I mean, that's awesome. He's 11 points better than what we thought he would be. And that guy's another gem who hopefully we are... Okay, we're close to the lead with him. And we are in the lead with him. Yeah, I'm just going to worry about these guys, and we'll see what happens with scholarships and things. We'll figure it out. If we end up with a couple of 2-star guys, we'll end up with a couple of 2-star guys. But yeah, with 40-mans, I'm trying to think, because there are like dudes who are in the game now who were players, who were managers. I still remember there was some sort of an event for the Indians a few years ago, and I remember I mentioned to Mickey Callaway how I played with him on MVP Baseball 2005, and he was a solid middle reliever, and he thought it was hilarious. He was like, see, to whoever the player he was with, he was like, see, I wasn't always so terrible. And then he became a manager and is not a manager anymore. And we just passed the 1 hour mark. Let me save the Dynasty here. We are going to call it a stream here after playing just 1 game. It's been fun. We had a good upset. Actually, I forgot to check our ranking. I totally forgot about that. But no, Panic Penguin, if you do that, though, let me know next time I stream. Like I said, I don't think it'll be tomorrow because the Browns play at 3, which is an odd time. And I also kind of need to do some homework-ish. I'll do some of that tonight. Wait, we're still 13th? I'm sorry, we beat number 3 last week, and we are 13th in the polling? In what world? In what world did we move up 2 spots beating number 3 week 1? Seriously? We actually won a goddamn game, and the coaches poll is like, yeah, you're not even as good as USC. Freaking. So if we win at number 1 Ohio State, are we actually going to move up in the world? And there's only the coaches poll. There's no other poll yet? What is this garbage? Garbage, truly. I wonder if we got any players of the week. The dude who had like 4 sacks should be something, I would hope. Maybe just in conference? Yeah, he was for defense. 5 tackles for loss, 4 sacks. Let's look at his career stats. What are his, Okay, he's really good. Last year he had 12 tackles for loss and 9 sacks. 95 overall. Okay, he's a senior. That's good. So that's at least something. Wonder if they say anything for Heisman Watch. Did we do well enough last week passing? Not even in the top 5. Okay, that's fine. 99? Good lord. Pretty sure that Hale guy is Johnny Manziel. So, good for him, I suppose. Let's see. So somehow, though, we moved up 2 spots in the rankings, despite beating number 3 last week. Okay, there at least we moved up to number 3 in the media poll, but I couldn't see the media poll on there. I could only see the coaches poll. At least we moved up on that one for our big win. We beat Ohio State this week. We'll be doing very well. And then we have a rematch of the national title game. We have at least 3 ranked games potentially in conference play. That could be scary. Yeah, we'll take those numbers. Definitely going to take those numbers. And we are definitely the worst team, but, you know, we should be fine considering, wow, our defense is really good. I'll take it. But yeah, so I appreciate everyone tuning in. Let me just save the Dynasty again. Gonna call it a stream just over an hour. I definitely need to cut that kick return touchdown because that was awesome. 99 yards, just a nice move, cutting back and getting around everyone from Alabama. Like I said, I probably will not stream tomorrow. Monday, I don't know when, but I'll probably be back sometime in like the afternoon. And I'll stream, not sure yet. Maybe I'll actually break out the Switch like I keep teasing and saying I will, but haven't done for a stream yet. So I'll let you guys know. Thank you for tuning in, and follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe on YouTube, and I will catch you next time. Bye!